Good morning, everybody from Disney's Vero Beach Resort. I've been really bopping around in the past few vlogs, but this has all been from the same trip. So a few days ago, we came over here to Disney's Vero Beach Resort to spend the rest of our trip, just a little long weekend. So we spent 3 nights here. Today is our checkout day, unfortunately, but it is raining, so honestly, it's a good day to be leaving the beach. But before we go, I wanted to just take you guys on a little tour of this resort because I feel like there's not a ton out there and it's kind of a hidden gem. This is one of our favorite ways to end our Disney vacations. I've been coming here since I was a kid. While some things have changed, many things have stayed the same, which is why I love it so much. It's a great relaxing way to end your trip. There's so much to do here and you don't even have to leave the resort property. So I just wanted to share it a little bit with you. Vero Beach is about 2 hours from Disney, so you're not too far of a drive away to add on an extra day or two from your trip. It's a great way to wind down, just enjoy the ocean, enjoy the pool, enjoy the many activities that they have to offer here. So today I'm gonna give you a little tour since it's early in the morning, there's not many people out. We're gonna give you a room tour and just share different activities and things of that sort that they have going on here. So I am out here at the front near the porte-cochere, and over there is where you enter from the road. And as you can see, there is a big topiary of the TikTok croc from Peter Pan. While this resort isn't like super heavily themed, like many of the Disney World resorts are now, there are some touches to it, like the rooms have Finding Nemo touches. There is this kind of overarching theme of pirates and Peter Pan itself, and we'll get into that a little later. But this is a beautiful resort, as you can see. What's funny is that balcony right there, that was our room. And let's go jump forward in time and show you guys the room tour before we head into the lobby. Here's a tour of a studio room at the inn here at Disney's Vero Beach Resort. So we're in room 2210. Also, we have been sleeping in here for the past 3 nights, so that's why the bed and stuff isn't made. We're checking out today. But I just still wanted to give a little room tour to you guys in this video. One thing about Disney's Vero Beach Resort, it is a bit of an older resort, so some of the rooms are bigger, and just in general, the rooms are all set up kind of differently. Obviously, there are rooms that are exactly the same as one another, but I've noticed over the years, staying both in the inn and staying over in the villa areas, there's just difference in some of the rooms. Like, we've had very funky configured rooms, and so as you can tell, there's a lot of empty space in this room here. And these rooms are more recently renovated. I couldn't tell you what year, but it does have a Murphy bed, so that's how I can definitely tell it's been more recently renovated. Last time we stayed here did not have a Murphy bed, which that was probably 3 years ago or so. They are still doing a little bit of renovations in the resort, but it doesn't seem like any of the rooms are still being renovated, at least from our experience here. And again, we have been in the inn, so they might be renovating stuff in some of the villas, but in the inn here, it's all pretty good to go. But when you come into the right, you have your standard Disney closet, so nothing crazy, but there is a pack and play in here, a luggage rack, ironing board, and there were extra pillows and a blanket, but we used that. You have your safe built into the wall, and of course, some space to hang some items if you need. This is just a studio, so there is not a full kitchen, but there is like a little kitchenette, if you will. So you have a mini fridge, a microwave, Keurig, an ice bucket if you need it, a little sink. And then what's interesting too about these rooms, normally in a studio setting, you'd get like paper plates and cups, but here they are actual real mugs and cups and stuff, and then just plastic cutlery, and there is a toaster as well. Moving to the left, so once again, this is a Murphy bed. This is a queen size Murphy bed, or it's a couch. We didn't use it, so we didn't pull it down, but you can pull it down into a Murphy bed. And then you have a queen size bed. Again, we have been sleeping in this, so I made it to the best of my ability, but I just couldn't get this side to tuck under. So it is what it is. Just some art here in the middle, and then a side table here with some drawers, your telephone, TV remote, and then this just tells some information about the beach and the environment here. So starting in March and going till about October, it's sea turtle season, I believe until October, so maybe even in November. So you do just have to be mindful of the sea turtles. Sometimes they'll have nests that are kind of roped off on the beach. You'll see like little triangles with stakes and some orange tape, and just to not go in those areas. And then while it is a public beach here, so they can't really tell you to not be on the beach at night after dark, they kind of ask that you don't, because it'll confuse the baby sea turtles being born, and it might convince them to go towards the shore rather into the water. And then additionally at night, again after dusk, after the sun has set, if you are in a beach facing room, you do have to close your blinds and shades. So then again, that light pollution doesn't go out into the water. Just have some really pretty drapes here. We do have a really nice balcony. That's one thing I do like about all Disney resorts is that, or all the, I guess you could say all the deluxe Disney resorts, they all do have balconies. This one included, even though this isn't like your traditional Disney World resort. We are in the front of the resort and it is raining today. And so hopefully you guys don't fog up at all. But there are just 2 chairs here and a little table. We didn't use it at all while we were here, so they probably were power washing this last. But we're in the front of the resort here. You see the portiere, but it is still really pretty. You can see a topiary right there of the croc that we were standing in front of at the beginning of this video. And then there's the main road over there. Coming back inside, there is a lamp here in the corner. I don't have it on right now. And then 2 chairs and a table, so you can use that to eat at, you can use it to work at, whatever you may need. There's a big TV and dresser with plenty of storage. And then there's also this little bench that has storage in the bottom, but it's a great place to put on your shoes or just put some of your stuff. You can even put a smaller suitcase up on there if you need to. And then the bathroom. So it is just one sink, unfortunately. I will say I feel like there isn't a ton of counter space here. However, we didn't utilize the drawers that much, so that's kind of our fault. There are a good amount of drawers here and under sink storage. And then you have the bathroom in here, which is a tub shower combo. There is a mirror here on the back of the door. You have the commode and some storage up top there. And then, I don't know if you guys noticed, but out there the art is Finding Nemo. And then here on the shower curtain has Finding Nemo as well. It's kind of more hidden, so like Crush is there, the little squid, the Bubbles, I think his name is, the puffer fish, Mr. Ray, and of course Marlin and Nemo themselves, and then some other characters are hidden in there as well. So that's super cute. So that is the room tour, and now on to the rest of the video. Now we're gonna head toward the lobby. There is a variety of places you can stay here. So this right here is referred to as the Inn. That's where we were this trip, but then there are also buildings off of the Inn that are like the villas. However, they all can be paid with DVC points or cash. It is easier to get in here with DVC versus cash, but it just depends on the time of year you're coming. Walking into the lobby here, there's lots of sea turtle touches because there are a ton of sea turtles in the area, as I mentioned earlier. And it does have a pretty grand lobby. It goes up a few stories. It's very pretty. And so there's just tons of sitting room here, and you'll find people here all throughout the day, the morning and the evening, just sitting here, spending time with family, playing games, eating their food. So it's just a great place to come together with everybody. Up there, we're gonna go up there in just a moment. That's the Green Cabin Room Lounge. And they are a bar at night, as the name suggests, but in the morning, from 8 to 11, they do have like a cafe there, which this is a new addition for me. I had never seen them doing this until this trip, so I think that is a really great addition. So in the morning, they just have some pastries, they have a coffee bar, and then in the afternoon, they do adult beverage classes, as you can see there. And then in the evening, they have light bites and cocktails, and then they normally do some sort of adults-only event that's complimentary. So they'll do like trivia, we did Name That Tune, they'll do majority rules, so different games and stuff. That's a lot of fun. And that's one of our favorite places to be as well. Kids can go in there as well, so it isn't just adults only, it's just during those adults only activities where it's adults only. Another super interesting thing about this resort, so before Green Cabin Room opens in the morning, so it opens at 8, but before that, they do have coffee for free here in the lobby. So that's just really interesting. And then there is a quick service, which we'll show you a bit later, but you do have to go outside for that. But if you're staying here in the inn and want some coffee, obviously you can make it in your room, but you can also get some for free here in the lobby until 8 a.m. As per any Disney resort, of course, there's a gift shop. They don't open till 9. It's called Island Grove Packing Company. There's not a ton there, but they do have some resort exclusive merch, as we can see here in the window, some Vero Beach stuff, and it all has a little bit of a Finding Nemo theme. Another thing I love about this resort is just all the artwork and all the details and all of the decor, and just fun to like sit here and kind of look at it for a minute, because if you look at all these, all of this is old vintage Donald Duck, like when they did the orange juice. I think they still make the orange juice and grapefruit juice blend, like the packaging for it. So that's just super cool. And not all of the decor here is Disney themed, but I do love finding the Disney touches in it. I think that's super neat. Before we finish viewing the rest of like the lobby area, because it is pretty sprawling, we're gonna head up to the green cabin room, and I'm just gonna show you up there for a minute. And like I said, it's a coffee bar in the morning and then a lounge at night. But I just have so many memories there as a kid. It was so much fun going and getting my non-alcoholic strawberry daiquiri at night as my nightcap, as I would like to call it. And then you do have really good views of the ocean from there as well. So we're just gonna go up these stairs. And there are 2 entrances, one on either side. But it's just a really cool vibe in here, very nautical, vintage. So nothing too crazy, but it does have plenty of seating, both at the bar and like lounge chairs and different things. So it's a great spot for in the morning or in the evening. And I will show you guys out on the patio real quick, because like I said, there is a great view of the ocean. So right now I'm right off the green cabin room here, and this is the back of the resort, I guess you could say, or the beach side. But there's a bunny down there. There's been so many bunnies our whole trip. And they're not afraid of people either. It's really cute. But yeah, you can get a great view of the ocean from here. There's plenty of seats out here. So super nice. Again, great way to start the morning or end your evening, especially if you don't have an ocean view in your room. So we just exited out the opposite side of the green cabin room. And as you can see down there too, there is a activity cast member. They have activities all throughout the day here. I'll show you guys a little bit of the schedules that they gave us while we were here, because depending on the week, it did shift over the week because we were here on the weekend. So we had 2 schedules. And so overall things stay the same week to week, but sometimes they shift it. But again, there's so many activities here for both adults and kids. There's a spa here. For tweens and adults, so there really is so much to do in addition to all the outdoor activities you can do. So this sheet was for the green cabin room itself, so it was talking about the adult beverage experiences. It's $50 a person, depending on the day of the week. They have different selections, and then they have a bar menu, so that's just their little light bites, and of course they do have a full bar there. They have some of your signature Disney cocktails as well as just a full bar, so they can make whatever you'd like. And then they have some different spring specials for the coffee shop, and then just their traditional menu for the coffee shop in the morning. Now, this is one of the recreation activity schedules, and they'll give you one of these for every week that you're staying there. So it switches over on Sunday. So if you're here on like a Saturday night, you'll want to ask for the one for Sunday as well. But this one was for last week, technically. It tells you the pool hours and all the hours of the different like the beach rentals and the slide and everything of that sort. And then it has activities that's in the community hall. So those are all indoor activities. And it'll tell you whether you need to pay for it, if you need to pre-register for it. And then it gives you all the other activities. And so they have so much. They have mini golf tournaments, they have slide races, they have archery. They do, they have the alcohol class on there. They make crafts, pin trading. They do a really fun activity here where the kids can make paper airplanes and fly them here in the lobby, and chalk art, just so many different things. You guys can like pause to read it. I know it's kind of a tiny font there, but just so much to do. There are more activities on the back, and just kind of explaining more what each activity is if you're curious. They have some of their water sports activities and beach rentals, and you can sign up for this stuff between ebb and flows or on the beach for like the beach rentals and stuff. There's like a beach rentals cabin out near the water. But again, just so much to do, and so you will never be bored. And they do always have an evening activity, so they kind of vary it. They kind of do every other day. They'll either do a movie on the lawn, or they'll do a campfire sing-along. And the campfire sing-along, they typically provide marshmallows, so that's really fun. And then of course, if you want s'mores, you can bring those supplies. But yeah, so that's just a fun way to end the evening every night. And at their campfire sing-alongs, they do kind of like camp songs. So if you ever went to camp, So they'll do like some songs like that, which is super fun for the families and kids. So we're back down in the first floor of the lobby here, and you can go straight out, which leads to like the pool and the beach and stuff like that, but we're gonna turn left. So over here, you'll find restrooms, you'll find some different tables and chairs where you can just hang out and relax. They do have gaming systems here that you can like check out games and stuff for. And then they have tons of puzzles that you can build over here. And they also even have board games that you can rent out at the front desk as well. And then just some more really nice decor in these halls. These areas are typically pretty quiet back here, especially during the day. At night, they kind of ramp up because people come back here and play games. And then again, you can rent board games. If you don't bring any yourself, you can rent them over at the front desk. It's a super easy process. And there's always a few puzzles always going over here, which is super fun too. So if you want to contribute to a puzzle, you can do that as well. And then there's just so many vintage pictures back here. Some of Walt. And then, like I said, the entrance to the spa is back here as well. Another fun thing they have back here is a lending library. So if you forgot a book to read on the beach, you can grab one back here. There's 2 bookshelves. Or if you want to leave a book, you can as well. We're gonna go to the right now, or what would have been the right now, or just walking straight through. Over here, you're gonna find Wind and Waves, which is the sit-down restaurant. You're gonna find some pressed penny machines. So they have pressed quarter and pressed penny machines over here, the classic ones. They don't even take credit cards at these ones, so that's pretty cool because you don't see that anymore. And then they, of course, have the classic little TV playing cartoons. And then there are these Sea Grape ballrooms. So they do have weddings and events here, but every once in a while, certain holidays and stuff like that, they'll do a buffet in there. So yesterday they were doing a buffet in there for Mother's Day. And then just the hallway leads to the restaurant. You do need, I would suggest getting reservations. You can call ahead. They have breakfast and dinner here. I don't know, breakfast I think is every day because I hear people over there, but they don't do lunch, but breakfast and dinner they do offer. Now we're gonna step outside to the main part of their lawn back here, and the lawn is where they host the movies at night, and you'll see people playing out here and stuff throughout the day too. And there is lots of nice seating up here. Those stairs go up to the green cabin room where we were before. And then that porch over there, that's kind of where we were, where all the puzzles and stuff and the spa is. And then you can hear the ocean in the background as well. We're gonna turn to the left for the time being. There's not a ton back here, it's mainly rooms, but there are a few little things I do wanna show you over here. Now, this is where you're gonna find the campfire is back on the left here. And then again, if your room is back here, that's a possibility as well. This is a really cool kind of photo op, especially if you're a DVC member. That's off to the left here, off of the Inn building. So it has the distance to every single DVC resort. So that's kind of cool and fun. They also do have hammocks throughout the resort, so that's kind of fun. And there's another bunny. They do have a variety of room types here, including beach houses, kind of. They call them cottages. But these have ocean views. You can't walk out to the ocean from them, but this is one of them. They are kind of tucked away, but they sleep a lot. I think they sleep 12. I've never been in one, but it's definitely on the bucket list. They're pretty big. They're hard to get because there's only 6 of them, but it is a really cool option that they offer if you're coming with big extended family. They do have patios on both levels in the front and the back, so you do have an ocean view on the top level. But up here, you'll see there's the campfire and the north lawn. So it's just tucked back in here, in these shrubs. And in the evening, they'll have the campfires back here on the days that they host that. But again, this lawn's back here too, so if you have kids and need a place to let off some steam, this is a good spot as well. But at 8:30 every other night, I believe it's 8:30, it probably depends on the time of year, of course, they will host a campfire out here. Now we're gonna head over to kind of where the pool is and where the beach entrance is, and there's more rooms over there, and Ebb and Flows, which is the rental center for all the outdoor activities as well as your pool towels. And we'll show you around a little bit there, show you around the quick service and all that good stuff. There is an outdoor entrance here to Wind and Waves, but again, you can go through the lobby if you'd like. There's a cornhole set up over here. And then just beyond that is the pool bar, pool, and the quick service. As you can see, a cast member drew Mickey in the sand this morning. So cute. So here we are, we're over here at the pool. There is only one pool here, so there's no quiet pools or anything like that. But this pool does open at 8 every day and typically stays open until about 10, again, depending on the time of year. There is some outdoor seating over here that you can use. They have a pool bar that's open during the day. It's the Wind and Waves bar. There's this big gazebo over here that has a pool table, and I think you can get all the stuff for that, again, over at Ebb and Flows, and it's all complimentary. You just have to sign it out. And then this is the pool itself. Has a really cool water slide that's shaped like a lighthouse. There's plenty of seating. Even on a weekend like Mother's Day, it really wasn't as busy as I thought it would be, but we never struggled to find a chair. I don't think even when I've been here in like the dead of summer, I've never struggled to like find a chair here or anything like that. Now the beach is a different story. The beach, you do have to rent the chairs if you don't bring your own. You don't have to rent anything if you don't want to. You can just set a towel down. But if you do want to rent chairs, especially if you're here during the summer, I would come over here on your check-in day, or even see if you could call ahead to book out what you want, whether you want, you know, more of a cabana style, or if you just want chairs, if you want an umbrella, all of that. I would try to do that as early as possible. And then here to the right, next to the pool, is the Wind and Waves Market. So this is the quick service, and they're open every day from 8 until 9. And they do change their menu throughout the day. So right now it's breakfast, of course. They do have some grab and go stuff throughout the day. And then also, if you're looking for like grocery items, here's where you're gonna find it. You're not gonna find it at the gift shop like you would at another DVC resort. It will be here in the marketplace. And so they have like some grab and go little cupcakes and stuff. They do have a really good salad bar. We've eaten meals here all week. We didn't even do the sit down this time just because the menu didn't look to be our favorite, but the salad bar was pretty solid and we really enjoyed that. You can also get your refillable mugs here. Now that being said, the refillable mug station does close when this closes. They don't keep it open all night, so just keep that in mind. But there is a water bottle refill station in the main lobby. You'll also notice there isn't seating in here, so you do tend to sit outside. There is like a few bar stools in here, but mainly you sit outside, or you take it back to your room, or you can sit in the lobby. There's plenty of seating out here, so you probably won't really find, or won't be struggling to find somewhere to sit. Over here in this building, there's the community hall, which is where they host different activities, and they have crafts inside, or sometimes if it's raining, they'll move stuff inside there. And then there's also a gym in there as well. I'm not gonna show that just in case there's somebody in there working out, but it's small, but it gets the job done if you need the gym. Ping pong table. This is like an iconic photo op that I've taken many photos at over my 27 years of life. Another view of the pool here. The pool is open. It's just a little quiet because it is raining outside this morning. There are restrooms over here, boys and girls, so that's kind of cute. There are showers in there, so if you are on your last day and you're heading to the airport, you can shower off before you leave. There is another water bottle refill station out here. And then over here is Ebb and Flows. And this is where you can rent different things throughout the week, sign up for different activities, get your pool towels, all that fun stuff. Here's just a little sampling of what they offer. So you can do anything from surf lessons to bike rides. Again, there's so much to do here. You'll never have time to do it all, but there is something for everybody. These are all the winners of the water slide races that they do every day, so that's super fun too. They also have shuffleboard out here. They have the bikes. They even have attachments for babies. So again, so much to do, and then they will show you where the bike trails are. And there's also property that they own across the road, which will show you that in just a minute. But first we're gonna check out the splash pad and the mini golf. The mini golf is complimentary. They say it's only complimentary for DVC members, and it's like $2 for non-DVC members, but they never really ask or check. But it is a fun little, just a 9-hole mini golf course. Nothing too special, but it is a fun little activity if that's something that interests you. But this is the splash pad. It's a super nice splash pad. It is the Tiger Lily, so this is Peter Pan themed. But it has a little slide, tons of water features. So this is a great spot for the little ones. Here's another view of the main water slide. Even if you don't want to go down it, it is worth walking up because you have a really great view of the ocean. And then off to the back here, here's Portholes, which is the mini golf course. And again, you check into that at Ebb and Flows and they'll give you all the things you need. It is a bit watery right now because there's so much rain this morning and overnight. But they have different things in each of the courses. Some of them are more plain, like this one. This one has some Crocs in it and just kind of more pirate themed. And then you'll notice back here there are more beach houses and more rooms, so that the property does go down a little further with just more villas and beach houses. So the pool is on the right of us. And this is one of the two entrances to the beach. The other is just a little bit down, so it's basically the same area. But it does have a really beautiful shrubbery, trees built up here. And then this over here is the green cabin for all the little beach rentals that you might need. And then as you can tell, it's pretty rough out there. Vero tends to have pretty rough waves, honestly. I've seen people surfing here, but I think maybe the beach is even closed right now. I'm not really sure. But you can see there's tons of umbrellas lined up and some chairs. But again, you can rent all of that here through Disney. And this is a public beach, so other people can enter, but normally it's not too busy. And then as you can see, those are those cottages we were talking about. And it's hard to see from this angle, but they do have outdoor top floor patios that you can see the ocean from. And here's the current pricing for the beach rentals. So pretty reasonable, honestly. It's nothing too crazy, and you can also rent boogie boards. You do have to scan your room key to both go in and come back from the beach, or go onto the beach and come back from the beach, so just keep that in mind. And you do need your room key to enter the pool area as well. You can see the little Mickeys in the fencing, the little detail. Super fun Easter egg that they used to do so much at Disney resorts that you don't see as much anymore. You can see Skull Rock over there on the mini golf course as well. We're walking past around here to show you guys another little hidden gem that I feel like a lot of people miss when they're here. So if you're at the pool, and Ebb and Flows is right there on the corner, you'll want to go past the bikes. You'll see this little walkway with this little archway, and you'll want to go down through here. You can ride bikes through here, you can walk, you can jog. So there is an underground tunnel that helps you cross the road safely without having to actually cross the road on bikes and with kids and things like that. But what's really cool about this is what's on the inside of the tunnel. As we get closer, you might be able to hear a little hint, and we're gonna see a hint here right on the outside. It's the pirates from Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and Smee. And then as you go down, the ceiling is painted like clouds, and then there's trails of pixie dust, and you'll see all the kids. But you have all the kids here. Just be careful because there are cast members that come through here with golf carts, so just give them the right of way, especially if you're just taking a look here. On this side, they have Nana, and some of the other kids. They have Wendy, and of course Peter down here. So it's just something super cool. This is something I remember from my childhood that I feel like not a lot of people know about when they come here, and it's something you would definitely miss because it's not an area that you're normally in. I also love that they did put some shimmer in that pixie dust that you can see with the light. Now on the other side of this tunnel, there's an area that has like a walking trail. You can access the bike trails. I think they have tennis courts back here too, and basketball courts and things like that. All of that you can rent equipment for at Ebb and Flows. Most of it's free, like the bikes you pay for, but typically the other stuff, it's complimentary or it's very affordable. But this area over here, at least when I was a kid, they used to call it 100 Acre Wood. I don't believe they call it that anymore, but it is a nice little area if you want to check it out. So they have like tennis courts over here, basketball courts, a trail for walking, volleyball, archery, all sorts of different stuff. So you can ask the people at Ebb and Flows for more information, or you can come over here and explore yourself. There is parking here. Typically they use it just for cast members, but sometimes depending if it's a busy time of year, you might also want to park over here yourself. So that is my tour of Disney's Vero Beach Resort. I know it's probably not the best tour out there, but I feel like there's not a ton of Vero Beach content out there, so I just wanted to share with you guys. For anybody who might be curious, again, this is a great way to end your Disney vacation. It's just about 2 hours away from the parks, or if you live in Florida, it's a great local spot to check out and spend a few days. There's so much to do here, and even if you have a few days, there's no way you're gonna do it all. But again, it's just a great spot, and for me it's very nostalgic, but there is a really lot of fun stuff to do. The cast members here are great, so I highly recommend it if it's something that you would be interested in. I was just trying out a different video style for you all, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and feel free to check out some of my others down below. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, give this a like, share it with a friend, and I'll see you next time. Bye!